Good evening and welcome to January 2021's message from the mayor. How are you doing tonight, Dad?
I am doing fantastic. I apologize for not being able to share with you on last week. However, I tested positive for COVID and I was quarantined for the last 10 days. But I am doing wonderful. I am so grateful the way that this old body is healed. And I feel very fortunate to only to have a mild case of it. But I just want to let everybody know that I am doing well and I am looking forward to getting back in the saddle on Tuesday.
Well, we are very glad to hear that you're doing well and that you've been recovering. And and thankful that you had not dealt with the more major COVID cases.
Exactly. And what I would love to do before we get started tonight, I just want to encourage everyone to do the three W's. I want you to make sure that you wash your hands at all times. That's even something that I'm working through myself. Also, I want to make sure that you wear a mask and make sure that you practice keeping the 6 feet distance between others as much as you can. I truly believe that if we can continue to practice the three W's, then we can really work very hard to make sure that we are reducing the spread of the virus.
Yes, all those steps are very important into stopping this virus from growing, more and more into this danger it has become since last year. So, thank you for those words.
You are
And
very welcome.
and we're going to go ahead and hop into the questions for tonight. Since you have completed approximately 60 days of your first 100 days, how do you feel about everything?
Well, it is I would just say that it is an amazing feeling. Although I've been involved there at the city in my current or previous position for over 8 years being the city clerk, and I still had an opportunity to be involved in everything and to know exactly what was going on in the city. Moving over to the position of mayor, I would say that it has been even more exciting. It's very busy. It seems like every time I turn around that I was either going to a meeting or I'm on the phone and discussing opportunities for people to do some business in the city of Irondale. There seems to be a lot of excitement of people wanting to move into the city of Irondale and to be able to do a lot of things. So I would say with just spending my time between talking to those in the community, working with those there at City Hall, and also having an opportunity to be able to deal with the external stakeholders at the state and the county level. It has been very exhilarating, and I am so glad that I've been given the opportunity to serve this wonderful city for the next 4 years.
Man, you sound like a very, very busy guy. How do you keep up with all of this?
It's been very hard so far being able to keep up with everything that is going on. Some days I don't know if I am coming or going. I wake up in the morning, and a lot of times the first thing that I am thinking about is, what can I do to be able to move the city of Irondale forward? So it is a very, I would say, an intensive job that requires a lot of time. However, I feel that I have been prepared to be able to perform in this position, and I'm looking forward to making sure that the city of Irondale is one of the greatest cities in Jefferson County.
Well, keep that positive attitude. Keep that positive attitude because that's what's going to keep Irondale to keep growing. The next question, you briefly talked about it before we went into the questions, but what are your thoughts about COVID?
Well, since I've had a personal bout with COVID, I would like to share with everyone that COVID is real. and that we need to do everything that is possible to make sure that we can reduce the spread of COVID. I will be extremely happy when they get to my group to be able to take the vaccination. So I do want to encourage others that are out there in the audience tonight that if you are in one of the groups to be able to take the vaccine, I would encourage you to go ahead and to be able to do that. I know some people don't want to take the vaccine because they do not know exactly how their body is going to react to the vaccine. However, the way that I've been able to analyze this particular situation and break it down, I can take the vaccine and I can be sick for 24 hours, or maybe I don't take the vaccine and I end up with COVID. And we know that one of the possibilities, if you end up with COVID, you can actually leave this earth. And I am not ready to leave the earth yet. So I will take my chances with taking the vaccine versus continuing to move forward without it.
Yes, we don't want you leaving this earth as well. And I would also like to add, in addition to testing, to make sure that you find out whether you're positive or negative, because you could also be saving the people, not just who you're working with, but the people in your family as well.
Yes, what you have to think about is really not about you, but you want to be able to think about others. And if you put others first, then I would say that that would be very helpful in helping us as a society to be able to reduce the spread of the virus. And hopefully, very soon, we will have this pandemic under control.
Yes, we are definitely looking for the end of this pandemic. The next question is, can you give us any updates on your Eplan?
So far, within the first 60 days of being in office, we've had an opportunity to be able to accomplish several things that was a part of the E-Plan. One of them was employee empowerment. And on the second council meeting in December, we had an opportunity to be able to adopt 8 resolutions that is going to vastly improve the employees' salary situation there at the city as well as their benefits. So I was very proud that we had an opportunity within our first 30 days to be able to adopt resolutions that affect the E-Plan. I wanted to let everybody know that when I decided to run for office, I did not just create a plan for the sake of having a plan. I did not put it out there just because I thought that it was some things that sound good and that they were a great way to be able to market to the citizens, to be able to get people out to vote. But I created this plan because there are some things that I truly believe in. And I know that by adopting this first E, which is employee empowerment, being able to get those resolutions adopted right before the holiday season was a blessing to all of the employees there at the city of Irondale. Secondly, we were able to adopt a second resolution to be able to move forward with creating or updating our comprehensive plan for the city of Irondale. So that is very exciting as well. In 2016, we created a blueprint for the city to determine how we wanted to be able to move the city forward over that 5-year period. However, every 5 years, they recommend that you revisit the plan because your environment changed. You have new people moving into the community. You have new business opportunities that will present themselves. So we are going to begin probably in either April or May of this year with working on the new updated comprehensive plan for the city. And I definitely want the citizens of Irondale to be involved because this plan is for you. This is the citizens saying this is how we want the city of Irondale to look over the next 5 years. And I just want to be able to use my God-given ability to make sure that I can facilitate the plan taking place over the next 4 years.
And if you don't don't mind me asking, could you specifically say who is involved in creating the new comprehensive plan?
Well, we have not put a team together yet to be able to work on the plan. I assume that in the beginning, since I am the mayor of the city of Irondale, that I will be the drum major for the plan. So I am looking forward to driving the car and making sure that a lot of the components of the plan are carried out. But also, I want to put a wonderful team around me that bring different abilities to the table as well. I believe that as we create a team of diverse individuals, then it brings a different mindset, different attitudes, different thought patterns. And when we can put all of those things together, we can create a very successful municipality.
Well, thank you. I think everybody will appreciate hearing that it's not just one person, but it's a team of people from all across Irondale that are helping with this plan.
Yes, one of the things that I want everyone to remember over the next 4 years, that everything that I am attempting to do, I am doing it because I believe that it's in the best interest of the city of Irondale. It has nothing to do with James Douglas Stewart Jr. being the mayor, but I realized that I was put here to be a conduit and an instrument to be able to carry out the things that our citizens want to see take place in the city of Irondale. So I will always put the city's interests before my interests or any other individual interests because it's all about the city.
And that's how a leader should be. Is there anything else you would like to add before we close out tonight?
Yes, as we move into the month of January, and it seems since I was down for a few weeks that January has come upon us very quickly. But for the month of January, we are having what is called the first annual Trash Amnesty Day. So we're going to start on January the 18th in District 1, and we're going to pick up trash items, everything except items that are hazardous. So we are saying to you that if you want to clean out your closet in January, you can go ahead and do that. But every week, we're going to go to a particular district and we're going to pick up those trash items, everything except those items that are hazardous items, and that you can put them out there for our public works department to pick them up. If you had an opportunity to be able to look at our newsletter that came in the water bill, it actually has a schedule. So if you look at the schedule, you'll be able to identify when the trash trucks are going to be in your neighborhood to be able to pick up some excessive trash during those 5 weeks. If you do not have that information, then I would ask you that if you would call City Hall 205 951 1383. And if you would speak to Miss Lee Allison and if you would ask her to be able to upload you on the routes or when are they going to be in the particular neighborhoods. You also can call Miss Tracy Peoples at Public Works, which is 205 951 1420, and they can give you that information as well. One of the other things that I'm very proud of that we had an opportunity to be able to do as a community is on December the 19th, we had the capacity to be able to feed over 200 individuals with food baskets, and we also had an opportunity to give away 250 turkeys. I would say that that was a wonderful community event. We started out with trying to raise $3,000 to be able to purchase turkeys, to be able to feed people during the holiday season, because there's no reason during the season that anyone should go without having the opportunity to be able to feed themselves or their family. But this Irondale community rallied around this idea and we currently have over $9,000. So we are looking to be able to spend some of this additional money over the next few months to be able to have some additional food drives and to be able to provide our citizens with food throughout this pandemic season. As I stated earlier, there's no reason that anybody in this community should go without having the opportunity to have food on their table or to be able to provide food for their family. And I want to make sure that as long as I'm sitting in this seat, that I will follow through and to make sure that I am doing everything within the ability of the city of Irondale to make sure that we are taking care of our people. For the word says that we have a responsibility to be our brother's keepers, and we also have the same responsibility to make sure that the least of these are being taken care of in our community. So I am so grateful that I live in a fantastic city that believe in helping each other and making sure that the basic needs for every man and woman that is being met in this community. So I am very, very happy in my first 60 days to see how the city of Irondale is really living out community.
Well, thank you for that, Dad. Food drives have been so great. Like, I honestly can't wait to see what happens next.
Exactly. Well, hopefully when I get back in the saddle, I'll be able to see if there are any other opportunities out there for us to participate with some other groups to be able to continue to provide food for the citizens of Irondale.
Awesome. Well, that is it for tonight. Thank you all to everybody for tuning in and looking forward to this year being one of the best years after, the year that was 2020. So, thank you all again for tuning in and have a blessed night and just thank you.
And just remember that the best is yet to come.